Hi, welcome. It's a very huge edition here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. I was therefore you don't want to say what choosing Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Of course, thank you very much for choosing us. This is the best football tactical analysis show. So every time when you join in, make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you turn on notification, and then when you do, make sure you do choose all in there as well. Of course, so what in one journey is what share link now for us when you so what Chelsea group be one share the link na obi obeba so nya bi mo share. Of course, whether it's on Facebook, wherever it is, no, make sure so be share link no na obi a nya bi share. Then we also want to hear from you all comment section. No want to say bibi wona so na nya adwena. We want to hear from you in the comment section. Share it for us. Let us have a conversation for you in there over there. And today we'll start a conversation like this. And this is something I'm anticipating. Say by the summer, there's going to be a lot of problems for almost every club, every top club, because this year is the Olympic year, and there's going to be Paris Olympics. So if you already know, there is already the All African Game that's going on, and in All African Games, African athletes on all the various disciplines, will try and use the African route to try and qualify for the Olympics. Of course, it's also a place for bargaining rights for a lot of the players are a lot of the athletes are winning some laurels for their country. So what to say now, there is going to be the Ghanaian contingent on the tracks to make sure they run for the final, the men's final, the women's final, and stuff like that. They're all there. That they are going to see. But you see, in Olympic game football, under 23 is never. Now, so watch it in recent times. Every country you will see Olympic game, maybe an episode winning, especially football. So the under 23 football for the French national team, the French under 23, of course, they're coached by Thierry Henry, and he had said he feels that Real Madrid are not going to let their players leave to come and play for the France under 23. And I think it's true. So watch the club did say Real Madrid definitely do not allow their players leave to go and play in the middle of the season when there is things like the Olympic Games. And also, FIFA doesn't mandate the various nations and say by force changing and try. And so Mujano more players ever in the Olympic Games. So I'm really foreseeing that there's going to be a heckle between clubs and national teams in the summer when this thing comes. For Chelsea, watch the Chelsea players now. Almost every player be at Chelsea and one of this time or yet very young player are under the age of 23, and most of these players in the Olympic Games are under 23. So we say Chelsea players now 23 years, 21 years, 22 years, 20 years, 19 years. All of these are young. Even if you look at the likes of the French boys, the whole team now, Benoit Bella, Chile, Malo Gusto, are all very young players that most likely may be called by Thierry Henry to go and play for the French under 23 team. But mind you, Malo Gusto, they are friend for the French national team, and so he's definitely a player that's going to go to the very top and play for, of course, the Leblé of France. Now, I think that this year maybe a draw season in there. Now, almost everybody has come to understand that Nicolas Jackson is a top striker. And again, every time they are said, may say, when I'm analyzing players, I look at them in the long term. And these are some of the reasons why I always put bank on myself when it comes to player analysis and young players and stuff like that. I remember when Chelsea were buying Nicolas Jackson. Now, the commentary around, they say, and it's not Chelsea a striker, on top big name striker, on top Victor Osimhen and stuff like that. And I kept on explaining there, you see, when you look at the Chelsea project, it's about buying the young players and banking in them and hoping that in the next few years they begin to deliver. And if you go back and you look at the Real Madrid, they've done same in recent times, buying Oriental, many buying Camavinga. The only difference between Madrid and Porto was some quality players, some quality young players, and that of Chelsea said. Madrid came to marry the young with the old, and they fuse it together. Now at Chelsea, they're essentially starting a whole new project where it's just the young players that are starting, and then later hope that they can add some experience, or maybe these players will play together, have experience, and then play for. That's the thing. Today, who scored, who don't score for Eddie Albert one about the quality of chances and the XGs that the various strikers of the English Premier League are creating. Now, Nicolas Jackson has an XG of 0.61 per 90. It means that for every 90 minutes, Chelsea available game, Nicolas Jackson averaging more than one chance a game. And when he gets those chances, he's going to convert them. And almost every player who English Premier League in your top striker. So Erling Haaland, Darwin Nunez, all of those top strikers are English Premier League missed a lot of chances. Nicolas Jackson missed 15 big chances. Erling Haaland has missed 22 big chances. Darwin Nunez missed even more than that. And it's about the quality of the kind of chances that. So clearly now, almost every Chelsea fan in the will understand that there is improvement in everything that Mauricio Pochettino won the team. And I think that I can go ahead and mention a lot of people for you, but let me just read this record for you. Chelsea's home record since Brentford in October, Chelsea have only lost 1 game in 15 games. Chelsea versus Liverpool final isn't a home game. From the graphic, it's improved. We also have 3 home games in our next 4 matches. It will be important to win. And so team analysis was here. One of the things that I vehemently said every time is that if it's a home game in Kwandia, I'm beginning to trust it. The team is capable of winning. And all the home games they've about, regardless of who comes in. Stamford Bridge is beginning to become a fortress again. And I think that those are the baby steps now that Daniel can want with respect to Mauricio Pochettino and how he can grow his team and get them to be better. I am seeing it. It doesn't just wake up and the things will just happen. But definitely you are seeing, he said, these people are going to get better, these people are going to get better, and then the signs are there on the wall, they're clear for everybody to see that the team can get better. It's just about patience and then finding the consistency. See, the big thing I learned from that game against Leicester City was one, the tactical dexterity of Mauricio Pochettino. And I said it earlier. So watch Mauricio Pochettino in recent times, he has been tweaking. In preseason, I saw Mauricio Pochettino lost playing with the juego de position or the positional play. The ways of playing in games at Europa, it's seen as one of the best, some of the best managers. It's our way of playing. And he comes into this season, then he plays on starting paper and he changes from that, doesn't play the juego de position again, and then goes on to play a more direct style of play. Because of course he wants to score goals and he doesn't have the men to retain possession and control large parts of games. Which is very important. Very, very important. Now, say Oshes and Yemena is and you see the progress that Chelsea are having now. I am actually very excited for the future. And I'll tell you the only thing that is left for Chelsea to do to take them to the crescendo of the projects that they are doing. So we've spoken about the tactical dexterity. Again, one thing that I have loved in the game against Leicester City is that now the mental toughness of the boys have become better. Before, not Chelsea teams, most of the times, elbow games they're a little bit lethargic, almost aggressive, almost winning second balls, then mentally they are gone. Even when Chelsea went down, Leicester City equalized them. You could tell that the boys really wanted to play the game and then wanted to turn things around. There are also issues. Another big issue I'm realizing against Leicester City is that this thing is beginning to persist. First half would be as a Chelsea good game, that's a cool area. Then they begin to fall off in the second half. Chelsea's second half performances hasn't been good. And if you analyze that under a microscope, you can tell that Chelsea hasn't been good in second halves. And after first halves, the results have not been good enough. Now, what Mauricio Pochettino saw here said, once he maintains the consistency, starting well, and then having a very solid mental fortitude for his players, what he also needs to do, and he said, in second half, they need to be turned on as quickly as possible, focus on the game, and get results in there. Because it's the second half that matters most. If you've done all the job in the first half, that second half won't replicate this performance now in the first half. Now, definitely, you aren't going to do so much. So, in that 15 games, so Chelsea bought Brentford against Chelsea, Chelsea will suicide game by 2-0. You know, Chelsea Blackburn was a win, Chelsea Man City draw, Chelsea Brighton win, Chelsea Sheffield win, Chelsea Newcastle win, Chelsea Crystal Palace win, Chelsea Preston win, Chelsea Fulham win, Chelsea Middlesbrough win, Chelsea Villa draw, Chelsea Wolves. Then that was also a draw, a loss. Then Chelsea Tottenham Hotspur, that's going to come up. Then Chelsea Liverpool, that Chelsea went to play on in the FA Carabao Cup final. That's yet to be played. And it's Chelsea Leeds United also that Chelsea ended up winning. Chelsea Newcastle. So it is clear that the improvement in results is beginning to it's being telling, it's beginning to come. You can see that results have come. It's just a matter of time. It's just about being patient and waiting for those openings and the players to go together and get all of those results. Of course, the bridge is becoming a fortress again. Kupama Asia goes, then Nicolas Jackson on the score sheet I saw consistently. Unya goes in the left side center. Then you look at players, Mr. Kanuchi Kwemeka Moe returning, when resumes may be coming, Romeo Lavia may be coming. the likes of Benoit Belachile, who I still think that is a top player, maybe coming into the team. At home last season, at Chelsea consistently were losing. This time, Chelsea are getting the job done, especially when they play at home. And I think that it's about a team that is growing, and this is where people need to give Mauricio Pochettino the credit for the job now at Stamford Bridge and the fact that there is some improvement that is coming in. It say, oh yeah, Chelsea, that's also supporting Chelsea. Do not be too worried. If you look at the quality and the consistency of what you say, Moises Caicedo when the season began, when people begin to ask questions of how much of quality Moises Caicedo brings to the team. Now everybody sees it, that Moises is top in the middle of the park, silently, quietly, consistently going about his business. No talk, no nothing, no argument. Just every time putting up man of the match performances, putting up green show performances in the middle of the park for Chelsea Football Club. And I think it's a very, very important way of getting these things done at Chelsea. Okay, players be to say even Mohalo moved the company and their confidence is beginning to come. Okay, India. I think that what is left with Chelsea, we say this summer, Chelsea should try and bring in some experienced players to come and mix with the young players. Because watch the Chelsea team now, it's young players, exuberant players who have a lot of energy, who can grow to become better and whatnot. But what they have to do is they have to add some quality. They have to add some extra experience. Players that you've seen it at the top before. And if you compare that, just oppose that to that of Manchester United. Same with Ibiameka. Say, if you look at Manchester United, the reason why they are top and they keep on winning games even when they don't play well is because they have the experienced players who are able to grind results. And you mentioned Varane, you mentioned Casemiro, you mentioned Bruno Fernandes, you mentioned even what's his name, Victor Lindelof is very experienced, Andrew Onana very experienced, Harry Maguire very experienced, and it's in a bunch of young players like Garnacho, Ahmad, Kobe Mainu. You add the likes of Marcus Rashford, who's not necessarily young, Anthony Mo, Nina Ohonomo, but they add this to it and they begin to get results. And I think that's the next step for Chelsea. And everybody that says this for Chelsea knows that it is time to add the quality from the experienced players to the young players, blend it together and get things done. Because that's a very, very important thing to do, pal. Oh, hold on. So this is where we'll end today's conversation on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Guys, thank you very much. And if not subscribed, do subscribe and turn on notification.